we move to the next portion. We got all of our Week 10 matchups out the way that we were going to cover for tonight's episode. We're going to go down to the Heisman talk, right? The Heisman talk. Right now, you got Mendoza and Simpson tied at the first spot. Mendoza almost 1,923 passing yards, 26 touchdowns accounted for, and 3 interceptions. Ty Simpson, 2,200 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Following up him, you have Julian Sayin, just under 1,900, 19 and 3. Marcel Reed, Texas A&M quarterback, he's been having a heck of a season. Texas A&M Aggies are at 7-0 or 8-0, I think now. He's been having a great season. Pavia following him up in Stockton. We're going to go ahead and pull in both the boys for this one. All right. Can everybody hear everybody? Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm good. RJ,
what about you?
Yeah, you should be good.
Should be. I appreciate the confidence in that one. We'll talk about this first. You know, what we have on paper as the Heisman odds may not be what everybody else thinks. So, RJ, do you have your top 5 Heisman picks prepared for me?
I do.
Go ahead and give them to us.
Well, I had Ty Simpson in there for the longest already. I mean, yeah, you could say I glazed Ty Simpson, but I don't. Everyone knows that in this chat right now. Beginning of the season, I didn't like the kid. I didn't like him, but I didn't think he was going to be good for Alabama. But he obviously showed me wrong. But since that game against South Carolina, I feel like that game kind of hurt Ty Simpson a little bit. So I'm gonna go Mendoza. Top 5, right? Top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go Mendoza, Simpson. Hold on. I'm gonna go Marcel Reed, Julian Sayin, and then Diego Pavia.
So let me recall this back to you to make sure this is correct. Mendoza, Simpson, Reed, Sayin, Pavia.
Right.
Respectful list. So you're basically saying, hey, I'm gonna take the exact same list that the odds makers have. We don't have any hot takes coming from RJ Coker in this live stream. And
they had Julian Sayin as 3rd and Marcel Reed at 4th.
Oh yeah, you did have those flipped. That's on me. Yeah, you're right. Look at you.
I feel like Marcel Reed's a lot better quarterback than Julian Sayin is right now. Hot.
Yeah. Ohio State, they've played Texas, right? But Texas may be unranked after this week if they lose to Vandy. So then who's your next team that's like, oh, it's a good team? Because Penn State was supposed to be one of those. Well, they're not near as good as what they were supposed to be.
But also hear me out about Marcel Reed. Their next 4 games is kind of weak. Have you looked at their schedule?
I don't remember off the top of my head. What do you have?
You can go on about what you say. I'll say this later.
All right, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to the Texas A&M football talk. Pork, how are you feeling? You got your Heisman favorites ready for me? What are you thinking?
So I'm going to go way off the border here. I'm going to complete opposite of RJ here. I think Marcel Reed is the best quarterback in football currently. And I mean, you look at the competition he's played, and he's playing at the highest level in each of his games. The only struggle game I can say he had was, Auburn. And that's 4-4 Auburn currently.
Yeah.
Has a top 5 defense in the nation. Is the only team he's really struggled with, in my opinion. At second, I have Ty Simpson. The only reason I have him a bump lower is because he kind of was the reason they lost the Florida State game.
Yeah.
I hate to say record impacts this for me, but it does just a hair. But then I have Pavia right below that. And then I have Mendoza at 4 and Julian Sayin at 5.
So I'm going to go ahead and ask you this because I think you're going to get a lot of questions on this. Let me go ahead and get your list straight first. Reed, Simpson, Pavia, Mendoza, Sayin.
Mm-hmm.
So just about everybody, or let me rephrase this, just about all the sports odds makers have Mendoza as the favorite. What is your reasoning for having him lower?
I mean, you go and look at the competition of play that he's played. Yeah, he's had some really rough opponents, which is fair. He's
Yeah.
had some good teams he's had to play. Oregon was a big test for them. And now you look at it now is Oregon really that good, or is their record just inflated? Because I mean, they've been blowing teams out by 25 and 30 week in and week out, and then they play Indiana and they get stunned.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I get where you're going with it. Let's go and pop this one up. Sleeping on saying. What are y'all thinking about that one? RJ, let's start with you. What are you thinking about this comment from Alex West?
I'm not really sleeping on him. He hasn't really played any comp yet to say like, wow, that kid's really good. I mean, I got him at 4th right now, so
yeah,
I don't think I'm really sleeping on him.
What about you, Port?
I don't know, because I mean, he really did struggle against Texas, and I mean, you go look in Texas now, and I mean, this is a team Kentucky has sat here and played with. Mississippi State had them beat and found a way to give them the game back, and it's hard to say this guy is an elite quarterback for me if he struggles against a team that is shown to be a mid-ladder SEC team.
Well,
so let's say he gets to the playoffs and plays a Texas A&M, like who actually has a great defense and who is the most complete team in football.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you there, Port, because Texas defense is still a really good defense.
I think their defense is good, but their offense wasn't able to keep them. And I do agree with what Alex just said. Can't count week 1. Bama lost to FSU. Makes a good point there. A lot of things changed after week 1, but Texas offense could not be on the field.
I feel like Julian Sayin was playing very conservative that game. He did his job to win the game. That's all that matters. And Texas still has a pretty good defense no matter what. But also, after that, he hasn't played any really good comp. So I can't say he's a top 3 for me. So
I think you really got to wait till he plays Michigan because like Ohio State schedule, they play Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and then Michigan to finish it up. So they don't really play anybody for the rest of the season. Rutgers is probably the best opponent out of all of those. Besides Michigan, of course, at the end of the season. So we'll see whenever he gets to Michigan, where we can actually put him. Will Reed. What do you have for us, man? Heisman list, or do you want to comment on the Julian saying, or let's let you give your list and then you can say something.
I got Ty at 1 still. Yeah, he had a rough week against South Carolina, but South Carolina actually played a lot better than what their record shows. D-line got a lot of pressure. He was missing some passes we're not used to him missing. Mm-hmm. It's just 1 week. And then I'll go Mendoza at 2, Pavia at 3, Marcel at 4, and then I'm stuck between Julian Sayin and Gunnar Stockton at 5.
Respectful. What do you think? So what is something you're kind of weighing as far as Sayin versus Stockton? I guess Stockton playing against better competition, but losing to Bama is kind of what's keeping you down.
Yeah. Not really, honestly. Stockton, he's been doing good. He played good against Bama, He did his thing. But I feel like Sayin wide receiver core is absolutely insane. Like you got Jeremiah Smith and Cornell Tate still there. And then you look at the numbers he's putting up, which are really good, but like you said earlier, who's their best one? You want to rank 20 Texas, who might be out if they lose this weekend. I don't know. I just like Gunnar Stockton a little bit. He's got that dog in him.
That's reasonable. I'm going to give mine, obviously, save the worst for last. I got Mendoza, Simpson, Marcel Reed, Sayin, which I think Sayin can jump at any – like I said, I want to see the Michigan game first before I put him too high. I think he is a really talented freshman quarterback. I wish he would have stayed at Bama, right? And I have Stockton because I don't think Pavia should be as high. Alex West is in the chat saying, I love to hear why Pavia is so high, and I completely agree with him. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in SEC play. I think Pavia is a great quarterback, but do I think he's able to be in the same conversation as Simpson and Mendoza? No, just because of the fact.
Why Stockton then?
Why Stockton? Because he beat Tennessee in Knoxville. he played a better game against Bama than what Pavia did. Stockton's like we're gonna sit here and talk about Stockton. He's 17-1, and Pavia is 20-5 on the season as far as touchdown to interception ratio. And Stockton's played better against SEC opponents than Pavia has. So that's why I think Stockton's better than Pavia. Also, does Stockton have a better team around him than what Pavia does? Probably so. But obviously that changes nothing in Heisman odds. It depends on the player's performance as a whole. So I think Stockton is definitely in the fifth hole over Pavia. I think Pavia, if he beats Texas on the road this weekend, I think that's going to help him out a lot. Like I said, I think he's a great quarterback, but I just don't know if you can put him in there just based off of personality. I feel what it feels like to me.
Well, I feel like Pavio's carrying that Vandy team right now from his leadership and what he does on the field, what he creates on the field. That's why I'm so high on the kid on my Heisman candidate.
Yeah.
So I feel like Pavio's carrying that Vandy team. I feel like they may or may not have a playoff run. If they do, they may lose first round. It depends who they play. But I'm really high on Pavia because of his leadership, his cockiness, how he plays a football game with heart, and then all his stats combined too. So
yeah, I mean, I love Pavia's personality. I love how he plays. I love personality wise. Like I said, I agree with you. But I just
and that's coming from an Auburn fan that he has beat twice in a row already.
Yeah,
still has one more year. I mean, two more games in front of him to play Auburn again. So
I just like I said, I like from a likable perspective, like as far as not obviously some of his cocky comments stuff like that, I don't agree with whatever. But I like how he is a leader. I like how he plays the game of football. But I just don't think he is supposed to be a likable. Like I don't think the Heisman is a likable person award. All right, let's pop this up. So while we're on the thoughts of the Heisman, because this is a great question. What's y'all's thoughts on the award becoming most winning teams QBs? Because that's exactly what it is. The Heisman Award is basically all ever since Devontae Smith, and I guess you had Will Anderson was in the running. Who else was in there? Travis Hunter as well, of course.
Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty was in there, but really and truly, it's mostly always top teams quarterbacks, and I think that's whenever it becomes almost a personality, or not a personality, but like a social media thing. Who is the most talked about player, and how well is he playing? I think that has a lot to do with it. What do y'all have to say about this? I mean, we'll start with RJ. RJ, what do you think about the Heisman? Sorry, that was my fault. We'll start with RJ. RJ, what do you think about this becoming mostly a quarterback competition for the Heisman Trophy?
I mean, I do agree with that, but also the quarterbacks that was in the Heisman watch this year is just awful. Like Nico, Nussmeier. Those. I said Nussmeier. I meant Nussmeier. I meant Nussmeier and Nico. They're just not that great this year. I mean,
yeah.
And the other ones that are in it are playing pretty well. So you could say, I mean, that's kind of like a really hard debate right there. This is that question right there. So
because what keeps a guy from Reuben Bain from being in the top 5, who's playing a heck of a season over there at Miami, off the edge? What keeps somebody like him, or what? I mean, obviously Jeremiah Smith's not having a great year. We'll pop up this too. You can't see RJ's face. Let's go ahead and remove that. But this is to refer to what Alex is saying. Top 5 teams, QBs are top 5 in odds this year. See what you got right there. Top 5 national championship winning odds. So his point is very, 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 very valid. Jim, what are you thinking? Why is it a QB award now and not just an overall player performance award?
Dude, it's like you got RJ Harvey from Missouri, who's really realistically the only real skill player that I see standing out from quarterbacks. Like quarterbacks this year, the play has just been exceptional. You got some turnovers here and there, but you look at Ty, he's got 1 pick and 2 or 3 fumbles. I haven't really watched everybody else on the turnover margin, but I think the quarterbacks are playing above, say, a wide receiver or a running back this year than last year. How it happened.
That is a really complicated question he just asked.
That is.
I mean, that is a really good question.
Wasn't ready for it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tough, and
that is a really good question.
I want to acknowledge this comment too. Darian Mensah at Duke. I'm pretty sure his NIL deal. Like, obviously, I don't have it pulled up, but I'm pretty sure it's per year because I'm pretty sure he's the guy that set at $8 million as a quarterback at Duke, and I'm pretty sure it's $4 million per year. So I guess NIL deal wise, he is the highest paid NIL quarterback. But I want to say Arch Manning's just shy of $7 million. Yeah, is it $8 million per year though, Alex, or is it $4 million, like per year? Like, is it split? But we can move on to the next segment of the show while me and Alex are having this conversation in the comments because I am curious to see about that because I think
Well, hey, can I
he
offer something here?
Yeah, what you got for it?
I think the reason why it's so heavily weighed in a quarterback's favor is because let's say you have a quarterback. I hate using Marcel Reed as an option, but he is the best dual threat quarterback in the NCAA, in my opinion. So let's say you can always game plan for a running back. You can always bring in 8 or 9 guys to just blow out the run, just play the run the whole game. But when you have a quarterback like him, you have to worry about guys like you have to worry about him with his arm and his legs, and that's the issue. If you can stop a guy's arm but can't stop his legs, then you're doing the opposite. You're moving backwards there. You have to be able to try to find the sweet spot, and it's really hard to find.
So you're saying basically kind of like what your point's kind of rounding up to is the fact that the quarterback position is just such a big influence on the game because you can run, you can't throw the football, and that's the main reason why it's so many quarterbacks in that spot. Yep. Good take.